Greetings, video nerds, and welcome back to Nerd Nation, your humble servant and host. This is Tech Nerd 1.0 here, and we have for you today, as promised, another relic from times gone by, another chance to save something old and bring it new. This is the Marlin 81. This is a 22 caliber rifle. This is kind of a target rifle, probably squirrel getter. And this is pretty darn barn fresh. Got this at an auction.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your auctioneer for the evening.
That I have been trying to win something at forever. Finally did win this. Probably not for that much. Not much more than
100 Quatloos.
So let's take a little quick look at it. Now, when I first was looking at this, I thought it is in pretty good shape. I thought the stock was in better shape than it is. But if we get closer, you see right here, there's some drippage, and you can feel it. It's a little...
It's narrow, ungraded, it's rough.
Not smooth, let's just say. Now, I suppose it's possible, but I don't think this is factory, this drippage here. I think somebody put some, I think this was getting a little old, and I think somebody threw some polyurethane or something on this. You can see some drippage there. They just kind of did a quick job of it. And then just left it. So originally I was not going to refinish the stock. I think now I am going to refinish the stock. Also, it came to me without a tube plunger here. This is a tube fed, came without this inner tube here. I got that separate. I was able to find. Now, one of the things, the telltale signs of this of the Marlin 81 is this weird crooked bolt handle here, and as you can see, the action it's good. It's a little sticky though. So, and I think the reason of this is I think there's gotten some gunk in there from over the ages, because you can see here it gets a little sticky in through there. I think that's from
glob of gunk
and build up in there. We're gonna fix that. Other things to note, you can see here at one time there was a peep sight. This was very common for these rifles at this time, was this peep sight setup here. They are often removed because the original peep sights sell for far more than what the rifle itself does. It does have a couple other mounting screws there. I assume this was probably for a side mount weaver, and somebody scoped this maybe at one time. That has been removed. Now I'm going to try to bring this fairly well back to what it was. Some things I'm just not going to be able to do though. So this is not going to be, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to spend a fortune tracking down a peep sight that is worth more than the gun. You can get a current day, I think it's like a Williams sight that does basically the same thing. I think they're like 40 or 50 bucks. I'll probably get one of those. It does have this rear, it's a semi-buckhorn. And this is, if we can get close here, I don't know if you can see, but it's by Marble. And they still make sights today. So this is a decent sight. Now the front sight is not correct. This is not period correct. This would have had a dovetailed sight that went all the way across here. You can see this is inlet here. So on this flat area, this would have had one that went all the way across. And then this front sight should be elevated up. I would say at least, maybe half inch or so. It should go up. So it's gonna be low here. I haven't shot this yet, but I did bring the rear sight down to try to match. I'm gonna see if I can get something that will match here, but again, it's probably going to be pretty expensive, and I don't know if I really want to pay that much. But anyways, everything else seems to work. I did try the trigger. The trigger is pretty good, actually. There's no take up at all, and it is a very crisp trigger. Safety works. You can see safety works fine, and everything else is great. So this has the possibility of being a great little bolt action 22. So a little bit of a history here.
All we do is boring old history.
Listen, Marlin, obviously, Marlin has gone through a lot of changes over the years. Rifle was first introduced by Marlin Firearms probably in the early 30s. Obviously gained popularity, hunters, plinkers, and there's talk even some military trainers use this.
I received my military training in Moscow.
I'm not completely sure on that. Over the year, the 81 underwent several iterations and improvements, but at the core remained the same. There is an 81D, I believe it is, that is after the 1968 laws that went into effect, and I believe that one had some improvements on it. I think it might have came standard with this peep sight, and it also came standard with a sling and sling mounts. Now I did find some sling mounts for it on eBay or on Amazon, and I'll link down here in case you should ever want some. These are about as close as I'm going to come to period correct. These are not quick detachables. These just screw in. And then for now I'm going to use this old sling that I have, but I might choose something else. What else can I tell you about the Marlin 81? It is tube fed, has a capacity of 15 rounds, although I was monkeying around with it a little bit and I got 17 in there myself. I don't know if it would feed reliably with that, because as I said, I have not tried it out yet. It's a 22-inch barrel, and that's something that's kind of rare these days. You will not often find a 22 rifle with this long of a barrel. So this does have a pedigree and reputation of being quite an accurate rifle. It's renowned for its robust build and smooth cycling. This one, maybe not so smooth, but definitely robust. The one thing about tube-fed magazines is they don't have a lot of problems. They don't give a lot of the issues that mag-fed rifles do. One of the things you always know with a magazine-fed rifle, if you're having any issue with it, is you check the magazine first. That's usually a given. Tube feds work very well, but they can be hard to load and unload. You got to go one by one, drop them down in here, and then you close the magazine down. And if you want to if you want to unload for the day, you just take this tube out and bloop, 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 bloop. You dump them all out. That's it. Getting them in there is not exactly fast. But like I said, if you've got 15 to 17 of them in there, if you're hunting squirrels, really don't have too much of an issue. Now, compared with some of the newer stuff that you would find today, such as the Ruger American Rimfire, or even like the Savage Mark II, in terms of accuracy, the 81 holds its own against its modern rivals. With the right ammunition and proper technique, this rifle is capable of delivering impressive groups at distance. And of course, don't forget the aesthetics. This is a beautiful wood stock, timeless styling, and it's got a great nostalgia. Marlin it's a great company. Sad that it's gone through so many owners. Ruger has the Marlin name now. I'm hoping that this is its final home for a long time, and I'm hoping Ruger does this well. It seems like they have so far. They've done really well with the lever action ones. Unfortunately, it seems like currently Ruger has said that it has no plans in releasing the 81 or the Marlin 60, which is the semi-automatic version, probably because those are those would pretty much be in competition with rifles that they already have. Ruger doesn't have any lever action stuff, so that's obviously why they bought Marlin. They're just going to want to hedge their bets into that. So again, unfortunately, if you want an old Marlin like this, you're going to have to find an old one. That's all there is to it. Now, there was a Glenfield like this as well. To be quite honest, I don't know. I think this is an 81. I don't believe it's a Glenfield. But unfortunately, it seems like whoever had this before looks like they did some sanding or something on the barrel, and the line below this one, which should designate what actually this is, it's gone. So I don't know exactly what this one is. As I said, I believe it's just a straight Model 80. I think the one after that was the Model 81 DL. I think that stands for Deluxe. As you can see, there is some, I wouldn't exactly say it's pitting, but there is some rust issues here, or at least there was at one time. Somebody maybe got rid of those, and then I don't know if they tried bluing it or what, but it's definitely lost some of its finish, which we're going to try to fix that. We're going to try to fix this gumminess, and probably what I'm going to do is hang this, take the action out, and then we'll use some brake cleaner on that, spray that. The stock, we're just going to completely refinish. Put some stripper on this, sand it down, get it down bare, and then most likely what we're going to do is boil linseed oil on the stock. I'd like to keep it. A very light color, and it does have, you can see through this goop that the previous owner had, it does look like it's got some nice grain in it. So this should come out really, really well when we finally get it done. I think that is all I can pretty much tell you at this time. This beautiful old Marlin here. We're gonna, as I said, we're gonna see what we can do about getting this restored. And then we're going to take it out and see what we can do as far as some targets. So stay tuned for that video. Like, share, and subscribe. And that's it for now, folks. This is Tack Nerd signing out.